Are there any other offensive linemen that stood out to you then, other than, we talked about Jackson Powers Johnson, just talked about Tyler Guyton. Any other guys that you think stood out that the Browns could realistically have a chance to draft, be looking into, anything like that?
Yeah. Let's see. Patrick Paul.
Okay.
He's an offensive tackle from Houston. He's not as girthy as Guyton. He's probably 310, but he's just as big. Nice kid. Real nice kid. He grew up in Houston, went to Houston High School, then went to Houston. As far as his college went, but he's got his arms are like 9 feet long. He's a strong guy. He's got some quickness and ability. He's got a great first step, and the 101s, you could make a move on him, and he would halfway block you, but you couldn't go wide on him. You absolutely could not go wide on him. Because he's got that wide reach, which is effective to impede and slow down these faster edge rushers. That made it just challenging for these defenders, these edge rushers, to just get around him. He was aggressive. He's not a nasty player. He's very calm, very reserved, but he's got a massive frame and he's got an upright stance. But he does kind of, what I noted, he did kind of struggle with his hand placement during run blocking, to where he wouldn't get it completely set. He didn't do any punching as far as run blocking. And what that did, that allowed the defenders to kind of move off of him, maybe not completely get off of him, but more move into a gap instead of him moving them out of a gap.
Okay. Do you have a projected round for Patrick Paul?
Second.
Oh, okay. So he's another second round projection.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's a guy that I interviewed. So I tell all these players to call their mom and share the week with him. And he kind of cocked his head and he said, I might get some callers out of her if I did that. So, and then I asked him about Whataburger. We have Whataburgers in the South, but they originated in Texas. And then they just kind of went to Louisiana, Mississippi, and all the way through to the Carolinas and all the way up in Tennessee. And I asked him about that. I said, you eat Whataburger? And he said, of course I eat Whataburger. I said, well, what is your go-to? He says, I get a number one, which is a Whataburger. He said, but all I want is mayonnaise and cheese on it. He said, I get a large fry, and then I get a raspberry iced tea. Mayonnaise and cheese. Okay.
These things that you learn about these guys just by sitting down and talking to them, that's pretty cool.